Hi there, welcome back to the archives. So this is part 3 of the Pick Me series. Number 5, they really are dangerous. They really are dangerous to themselves and to other women. Being a pick me is dangerous, in a similar way as Athena was dangerous to Medusa. Remember Medusa's story? Athena was just upset that Medusa got Poseidon's attention. Obviously, her envy drove her to be dangerous to Medusa. There's so much insecurity, there's so much jealousy, there's so much envy, there's so much built up energy inside that you just have to take that venom out on another woman. Athena hated Medusa so much she had everyone rally against Medusa. Pick-me's do that. They'll spread rumors about you, smear campaigns. They'll do anything to be on top. They'll remove you. They'll try to remove and eliminate you altogether. Right? They might frame you. They'll say that you did something illegally. They might literally kill you, like Athena had Medusa killed. Dangerous. Pick-me's are actually very dangerous, especially pick-me moms. Dangerous. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. The goal is to win a man over another woman. And so they'll make that woman the target. It's not benevolent, right? Pick-me's are very dangerous, which is why not having empathy for them makes sense. Because why would you have empathy? Why would I have empathy for somebody who tried to frame me? Why would I have compassion for somebody who spread my name through the dirt? Why would I have empathy for somebody who publicly humiliated me? I also understand that it's very warranted sometimes. It is very warranted sometimes. They'll have people fired. They'll get people arrested. Other women arrested. They'll sabotage them. They'll sacrifice them. They'll lie about them. They'll discard them like nothing. Like, not everybody has to like everyone, but not everybody has to do what you're doing also. It's dangerous. They'll undermine you. They'll compete with you. They'll ruin your opportunities. Find economic abuse, verbal abuse, physical. They might beat you up. Like, it's dangerous, right? So those are some of the weapons they try to form against you. They're actually dangerous. Number 6, they're usually deep in some religious indoctrination. Pick-me's are usually very religious and or reformed religious folks. But if you find somebody who's pick-me, they are probably deep in some sort of there's some deep religious indoctrination, right? That's not to say that atheists aren't pick-me's or desperate. But organized religion breeds desperate women. It needs desperate women, right? Especially those who view their gods as a man. They lean on patriarchy operating to have social order. These women were raised by other religious women who taught them that in order to have any value, you need to be chosen and picked. You need to be married to be valuable as a woman. Your only value as a woman is in marriage. I've had my father tell me that. So I'm nothing to you unless I get married. Oh, so that's why I don't mean anything to you because I'm not married. Or that's why you feel so free to disrespect me. That's why you think I'm a nobody because I don't have a ring on my finger. This is a culture. Religious indoctrination. Their faith rewards them for being pick-me's. They clap when they get married, even if it's to an abusive man. Religion is to create as many pick-me's as possible, because that's how you keep the population going. 7, it normalizes low self-worth. It normalizes low confidence. It praises having low self-esteem. Right? It praises being self-deprecating. You're supposed to lower yourself. You're supposed to make yourself small. You're supposed to be dainty for a man. You're supposed to not exist. Be invisible in the background. Let him lead. Right? So to be chosen, I will do whatever, include be small, just so you will pick me. Right? There's no real emphasis on self-development. God forbid you're self-aware. Oh my God, don't have critical thinking. Don't think for yourself. Right? All you need is for a man to marry you and that's it. Compete with any and everybody to make sure you get chosen. You are picked. So you lower yourself. You play small. You play fool to catch wise, right? Act like you don't know. Oh, I didn't see that. I'm just gonna let that go. Become a doormat. You accept the bare minimum just so you can win. I won. He didn't buy me flowers. He never cooked dinner since our first date. But I won. I'm the wifey. He still cheats on me, but at least he comes home to me. Ownership. Property. It creates damsels in distress everywhere. Reality shows are there. Novels, you read romance novels are there. Television, movies, the damsel in distress. Be weak. Know your role. Be submissive. It's a desperate attempt to fit into status quo. That's what they're actually doing. They're vying for the status quo. They want an in with the it crowd, right? Oh, everybody sees this ring on my finger. And that ring thing is also a weird thing because we all do it. Even single people. You see priests, nuns, I'm married to God. Because that ring still shows a value. On Sunday morning when they go to church, they have not been married in over 40 years, but you better believe they're going to have a ring on their finger. Just so they can fit in with the status quo. Oh, I was married once. I'm married to God. Right? I do that. And it's specific with my profile picture. I make sure I have that red ring on. Because that's how I get a job. Right? Everybody wants to know that, are you married? That's the question everybody wants to know. So being a desperate pick-me is really just vying for an invitation to be accepted into culture. Who doesn't want to belong? Number 8, this one's for the black girls, right? It's usually being desperate means you're doing some white girl shit. No disrespect to the white girls. But that's it. I grew up, a lot of black men around me who dated white women, they said because they were easier. They were easier. They're not running their mouths. They're not standing up for themselves. They're easier to manipulate. That's what I heard. Because they can't get away with as much. They're desperate. Right? We're told that white women are the ones that are chosen. But they're chosen because they're usually very desperate. They said that they were easier to control, they were easier to manipulate, they were easier to have sex with. Right? And so that was it. That was easy. Black women are hard. You guys are difficult. You have to put in work with black women. I'm just going to go somewhere where it's not so hard. And so black women, we internalize that. We're like, oh, that's how the white girls are getting chosen. You just let it slide. You know he's cheating on you, but you just pretend you don't know. Oh, that's how I get picked. That's how I get married. I have to be easily manipulated. I have to play dumb. I have to be a damsel. I have to be weak. That's how I get chosen. And so that's why it starts, especially for black women, it starts to make us look very, very white. Right? No further explanation. And number 9. I'm going to end it here. Being a pick-me is nasty work because it reinforces compulsory heterosexuality. If you pay attention, desperate women are desperate because they aren't usually desirable to most men. They need to also look straight. Maybe they want to explore, maybe they're curious, maybe they're bi. But again, that religious indoctrination says they cannot be gay or straight. Be gay or lesbian. So they have to be straight, so then they need to therefore have a man to make them look straight so then they can fit in at church. Usually they are living down low lives, and then they therefore attract other down low men who are living down low lives. Right? Pick me is just we need to do the compulsory heterosexuality thing. They may or not be gay or bi, like I said, but they're forcing themselves to be heterosexual. Right? They're forcing themselves. To end, I'm going to end it here. That was 9 reasons that I think that being a pick-me is nasty work. Okay? This is me mostly talking about what I saw in myself and others. These are things that I identified when I sat down and be like, what was I doing when I was a pick-me? Why was I nasty? Why was I wrong to have been that? Why is it wrong for me to continue down that road? These are not facts. This is not research. You literally saw me pull up the Gemini definition. Okay, so there's no research here. Although shame literature is research, that part is, go read the literature on shame. So again, it might even be ignorant or problematic. I made a lot of overgeneralizations. It's just an opinion. Take it or leave it. So there is a need to please do call in people. I wish I had somebody come privately to be like, D, you're looking desperate. I wish those are the friends I wanted, right? If you have friends in your circle that you think are desperate, please love them enough to tell them the truth. Don't publicly humiliate them, but try to have that honest conversation. I wish I had a friend that loved me enough to tell me the truth, rather than everybody talking behind my back. Right? What did that do for me? You're just making fun of me? You're supposed to be my friend? You're not a friend. You can't tell me the truth. Be able to tell ourselves the truth as well. Right? Tell yourself the truth. Why are you waiting for somebody else to tell you? Those with like celebrities who have big platforms that are desperate pick-me's, yeah, absolutely we need to call that out. Right? Because they become the blueprint for so many young girls. I didn't know until after the damage that I was a pick-me. When I was being a pick-me, I didn't know I was a pick-me. I wish somebody had taught me what pick-me was early in life. I wish I had known that way, way, way earlier. Accountability is helpful, but again, in order to be accountable, you have to tell the truth. But then you tell the truth, everybody's like, oh, she's bragging about her bad behavior. No, she's being accountable. You need to tell the truth about what it is so then you can do different. Start with telling yourself the truth. I am desperate for love. I have done some disgusting things to be chosen by a man. I have been nasty to other women, all for the name of a man. I have competed with women. Tell the truth. And heal. You just all need healing. Because this is, right? Be it therapy, healing circles, meditation, talking to somebody. It's a lot. So again, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not licensed or registered anything. I'm just sharing my own opinion. And nobody asked me for that opinion either. If you watch this, thank you for watching. What were some helpful things in making you recognize and own your pick-meism? Have you healed? Are you a reformed pick-me? If you were raised to never be a pick-me, what were some of the things that your parents did that made you so secure that you've never chased the approval of a man? I want to know that. I think you need to know that, right? Because to me, you were never a pick-me. Wow, what did your parents do? Right? I think we need to hear that so we know that it's possible that these next generations don't have to do that. Gen X didn't need to be pick-me's. Gen Z were desperate pick-me's. Millennials were desperate pick-me's. Boomers, desperate pick-me's. I hope different for the alphas. Usually the pattern, the cycle, it's intergenerational. That's how we survived. That's how we ensured we were staying true to our religion. That's how we ensure future generations so we can have children who live to see another day. They don't apologize for being pick-me's because here you are. You can call me a pick-me, but you're here, aren't you? Now you're worried about pick-me's and you don't have kids. You don't have anybody going to the next generation. What did J.D. Vance say? You don't have no stakes in the future. Like, but I don't. So that's what you care about. I would rather heal these patterns than to repeat these patterns. This is the choice I made. You might not like it. I didn't like the choice you made because now I'm a product of you. Now I got sucked into that same pick-meism. And so I'm going to end this here. Until next time, in solidarity.